Introduction. About spiritual awareness. In the sea of humanity, our thoughts, words, and deeds create ripples of energy that eventually touch others. Our thoughts, attitudes, emotions, beliefs, and desires can be kind or cruel. If we are ever to gain world peace, we will need to vastly increase acts of kindness and vastly reduce acts of cruelty. We cannot achieve such profound change unless and until we change our negative thoughts. Simply denying we have negative thoughts serves no purpose but to excuse ourselves from making changes, likewise blaming others for our negative thoughts. Until we acknowledge we have them, we are powerless to change them. Since our thoughts create our reality, it only makes sense that changing our thoughts will change our reality. Learn to work with your guide to change the thought patterns that create injury, illness, and unhappiness. The guides help us find the truth of the issues keeping us stuck in the past and heal those injured parts of our lives. This website presents the process by which I changed my thought patterns and by which you can change yours. Anyone can do it who will think about themselves and about humanity in a new way. We are not merely children of our earthly parents. We are spiritual beings at our core. We are children of the universal intelligence, the All. The process has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with this key fact. We are not alone on our journey. We are each accompanied by a spiritual guide. In any given moment, our guide is but a question away. Learning who we are at our core and knowing we are not alone on our journey form the very foundation of the work herein. Similar to light, thoughts behave as both waves and particles. Anyone who has experienced depression knows the wave effect is very real. As each depressive thought occurs, we feel the advancing anguish and await its departure so we can feel better again. Likewise, we know thoughts are particles. We actually feel them physically and have a name for them, emotions and feelings. Know this, in any moment of any day or night, we can choose to communicate with our guide and start making ours the best reality possible. The good news is that since our thoughts create our reality, we can change our reality by changing our thoughts. The thoughts we feed ourselves, our spiritual nutrition, are every bit as important as the nutrients we eat and drink, our physical nutrition. You can bring profound, lasting change into your life by changing your thought patterns. This site teaches how to do that. You will learn how to resolve inner conflicts and reduce, even eliminate, the need to keep repeating negative behaviors. Learn the truth about the issues keeping us stuck in the past. Discover the spiritual component of injury, illness, and unhappiness. Build self-esteem and practice other important spiritual life skills. Get answers to your spiritual questions. Change a poor spiritual diet into one rich in positive thoughts, attitudes, and emotions. Our thoughts drive our every action or inaction. They determine the course of our lives. Paying attention to our thoughts enables us to start changing them. If we fail to pay attention to our thoughts, our spiritual diet, we risk becoming a victim of them. When we leave this life, we take with us only our thoughts. A steady spiritual diet of fear, anger, worry, or guilt is much like a steady physical diet of potato chips, candy, and soda pop. This website teaches how to change a poor spiritual diet into one rich in positive thoughts, attitudes, and emotions, beliefs, and desires. Do the self-work herein and watch as your automatic responses to difficult people and situations mature and improve. Doing this self-work will bring positive change into your life. How much is up to you? You can do as much or as little as you decide. Even if you only resolve one inner conflict, your life will improve. Of course, we all have many inner conflicts, so the more issues you are able to resolve, the more likely you will be to meet your soul's true, full potential. After inner conflicts are resolved and negative patterns remodeled, you may find yourself wondering, what more is there to do? Is this all there is? Indeed, there is more. Section 11 provides information about continuing your path toward increased spiritual awareness and growth. Food for thought. Just think of the billions of dollars and vast resources that could be spared were we to forgive those who harm us. Just think of the needless pain and suffering we could avoid if we were to forgive ourselves. Chronic diseases could be avoided, along with harmful acts done out of despair, anger, or hatred. The power of thought. The immense power of our thoughts cannot be overstated. Nothing exists in physical without first having existed in thought. Our thoughts drive our every action or inaction. The state of humanity is what it is today because of our thoughts, whether positive or negative. If we are ever to reduce negativity in the world, we must first change ourselves. We cannot change ourselves unless and until we recognize and refine and reduce our own thoughts. We must stop blaming the devil, the weather, the moon, other people, circumstances, etc., and start accepting responsibility for our negative thoughts. If you want to change negative thoughts but do not know which ones you might have, or if you think you have none, look up the physical conditions you have in Section 5 and see the thought patterns enabling them.